NHL 26 is slowly starting to gear up. We are not very far away at all as we are creeping into the middle of August, and the game comes out September 12th, early access September 5th. Now, what is this going to mean for one of the best events in Hockey Ultimate Team? Well, it means it's getting just a little bit better, a little bit bigger, and a little bit more do. That was bad English. More, oh my God, bad English. That is terrible. But what it is fantasy event needs to be at the top of your priority list. And I'm going to talk about why. It's going to be a very short video, guys, but let's go over how fantasy could change for the better, or at least I think for the better. Do you guys think so? So when it comes to the fantasy event, yes, some of these cards are really overpowered. Most of these cards are really overpowered, and they're really strong. And they're cards that you always want to chase because they never let you down, right? They always have the best speed. They always upgrade to the best of their abilities by getting goals, and they always turn out in your favor. I mean, sometimes. Maybe not this one. But putting that joke aside, fantasy is the greatest event, and the way icons are going, the way X Factors are going, if we even have X Factors, and the way team builders are going, that we're probably not going to have those, and whatever these hot heroes are, what are the chase cards going to be? I think these are the new chase cards, and I think this is the only event anyone's going to worry about, because Team of the Year and Team of the Season this year, everybody really wanted these cards to upgrade, and they still do. There's still a McDavid that's not ready, and we're in August. But these fantasy cards have their downside, right? And that's what we're going to talk about, because why is fantasy changing? Well, for one, all these fantasy cards aren't just the one fantasy event. They're playoff and World Juniors and whatnot, but the main staple cards, the main fantasy event cards, they're usually the third event of the year. That's usually where EA drops the fantasy event. They give us a couple of events, then they give us the fantasy event, which is nice because it gives you time to save coins and fodder to really work the fantasy event. Now, with that being said, there's some bonuses to this happening where NHL is coming out so soon. And this right here is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the biggest change with the release date of fantasy cards, or with the release date of NHL 26 being so soon, and the assumption that fantasy cards are still going to be the third event of the year. That means the hockey season will just be starting as the fantasy cards drop. And why that's important, as you're going to see here, Cole Caulfield in the first month of October got 10 goals. Heshire, 10 goals. Kucherov, 9 goals. This will affect fantasy for the better. For instance, a player like John Carlson, if this card had been dropped at the start of the year before the NHL season got underway, John Carlson is right here highlighted in the blue, 2 goals at the start of the season before the fantasy cards came out. Now, I'm not saying that would have made this card a 99 overall, but it would have made it a little bit better, and it would have made other cards a little bit better as well. As starting the season, people come out of the gate hot. Goalies are rusty, defense is rusty, people get goals, and cards get nice upgrades. So with fantasy coming back, so with the NHL game launching September 5th, global launch September 12th, that gives us almost an entire month where they can get the fantasy event out before the start of the NHL season, giving us a blank slate with these fantasy cards. And that means every single goal that that player scores throughout the year will help benefit the cards. I don't see how they don't utilize this and do fantasy before the season starts. We're going to have to wait and see, guys. But fantasy might be getting even bigger this year. Oh yeah, and by the way, Travis Sanheim had 3 goals at the start of the year that did not contribute towards fantasy. So keep that in mind when you have your Travis Sanheim that had a 98 overall card and he could have been a 99. Well, guys, I can't wait to see how they do fantasy this year. I hope you're excited. If you are, leave that in the comment section down below. But do you think this will change fantasy? Do you think this will make fantasy even better for you? Or are you just going to chase fantasy like crazy because of how good it was? Thank you for watching, guys. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.